All right, everyone. Welcome to our gaming challenge. We're in, what this be, week 9 of the NFL season. We're on November 1st, and things seem to be flying by. It won't be long before we're in holiday season, and then after that, no more football. And we'll wish we had Saturdays to get together for the podcast. But with that, we do have someone that's kind of growing on us here, gaining some wins, and Jamie has lengthened his lead, and he is at 31 wins, 31 and 24 for the season. Then myself, 24 and 26, 18 and 24, still very competitive. But I'll pass it over to Jamie for his opening remarks.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty downer opening. I'm going to
Yeah.
say we're week 9. We're halfway through. We have an entire half of the season to go. Lots of stuff can happen. I'm excited for this next half of the year, even though, my Commanders aren't looking so hot. But again, I'm a broken record. I need to get right on these player picks. I don't know what's going on. I appreciate me crushing the game picks, even though some of it is pure luck. I mean, I picked the Ravens last week, and um, you know, didn't think Lamar would play, and then
Oh, yeah.
or I thought Lamar would play, and then he didn't end up playing. And they still got it. So I mean, there was some luck in my picks.
Well, I tell you what, Stone and I could use a little bit of that luck. So I'll pass it over to Stone. He's kind of bringing up the rear, 18 to 24. Any opening remarks, Stone?
I need to string a couple good weeks together. Last week I had 3 picks, and then I'm back down to 2 picks again. So I need to string some wins together, not just have one good week, one bad week, which seems like a trend for me this year.
Yeah, we've been having kind of ups and downs, ups and downs. No one's really kind of blazed the course like the last 2 seasons. But last week we were 11 and 9. We won 2 units. A lot to be happy about from that. And we were 1 away from our touchdown parlay, which I let us down with the Pacheco anytime touchdown, which was a pick for the sake of Kareem Hunt being hurt. It looked like he was going to be out, and then he played and took all the touchdowns. So hopefully we can win that again this week, and I'll get us pivoted over here to the game picks. And so this is a category that Jamie has really separated himself. He's going to pick first with 6 picks, and then Stone is going to go second with 2, and I'm also going to have 2. So at the end there, Jamie's going to have 4 picks all by himself. So I'll pass it to Jamie for his first game pick.
Yeah. So for my first one, I'm gonna go with in the Colts over 27.5 points, and that's plus 102.
Ooh.
They have only gone under 29 points one time this year, and it was in a loss. They're favored in this game. Pittsburgh's defense has not looked good.
Yeah. I have some Pittsburgh stats here coming up in a little bit, but I'll keep them to myself.
It seems like that time of the season where the Steelers start off really, really hot, and then they inevitably shit the bed. It seems like. All right, I guess I'm next, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm surprised you didn't take this one because I think you took them the last 2 weeks and won both of them. But it's going to be New England to cover -4.5 at -112. Drake May looks amazing. The whole team, Vrabel's turned that team around. I think my future had them over 8.5 wins on the season, and they're already at 6 wins. So that future's looking pretty good for me, and they're on a hot streak. So I'm gonna take them to cover. I think they're at home, so I like it even more.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you why I didn't pick that game is because Drake May looks amazing. Who have they played? Like they have one of the worst schedules in all of football.
Well, guess what? They're playing the Falcons this week, so
That's true. No, but Penix might be back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Penix. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely one I looked at. I worry because especially New England's run defense is really good. Bijan is going to have some trouble. So one I looked at, but I just didn't want to pick because I don't trust them yet.
Yeah, I had this one as a backup because I thought 4.5 wasn't enough points, but I'm going to go back to Indianapolis, and I'm going to take -3, which is on DraftKings right now, and it's a little chalky. It's at -122. they're a hot team, and the Steelers are not a hot team coming off 2 losses. And every time I watch them, I'm like, man, this team they just seem to have weapons all over the place. They score. It seems like Taylor scores a touchdown or 2 every single week. And so I think -3 is not enough, and they cover that and put a thumping on the Steelers.
Yeah, so I have this one, and I can give some great stats here. The Colts are 6-2 against the spread this year, and they are 1-0 against the spread as road favorites. So this was definitely on my card. Little while down though, because when I looked, it was 3.5, and I didn't. That wasn't going to be one of my first picks, but glad it moved because I will definitely put that in my bets.
Yeah, you may want to put that in right now.
Oh yeah. So this is going to be a hater pick. We have a other betting group that I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Corey. He started hater QB picks, and I'm going to go with Detroit's over at 29.5. That's at -112. They're coming off a bye, and I do not trust McCarthy Vikings at all. I think Detroit's just going to have a ton of opportunities just to completely blow the Vikings out of the water.
I agree. I like McCarthy. I was kind of doing the opposite of Corey. These numbers are too low for him not to hit it, but the longer the season goes, and they were playing Carson Wentz, and it didn't seem too bad. I was like, oh shit, this is not good for him. So, all right, Stone. Last pick on the game. Oh, my bad. Go.
Usually I'm a Cowboys hater, but I think I'm more of a Cardinals hater now. So I'm gonna take Dallas -2.5 at -120. Especially at home. Dallas's defense sucks, but their offense is pretty elite, and I think they can win by a field goal against the Cardinals, who we don't even know if Murray's playing or not. There was some rumors that he might be getting benched. I don't know. Some weird shit going on.
Not only is there some weird shit going on, but that is a team's defense that we normally fade and pick wide receivers, and I was expecting there to be some Arizona Cardinals wide receivers picks, and DraftKings does not even have those numbers up yet because they don't know who the quarterbacks. And it's like, man, that really is. So I was thinking about when you said move it to tomorrow, I was like, oh, well, maybe they'd have at least have those numbers out for everybody, but I guess we just won't have them this week.
That's the Monday. That's the Monday game, so.
So they had another day. Jeez. Okay, so I'm going to take one that I just thought was a little bit of an outlier, and I just think that 2 professional sports teams should be able to score 40 points in a game, and that is the Denver and Houston over, which is the lowest one of the week, and that's at -115. Yeah, I'm taking this based off of just the idea that the number is so low. I just have a hard time thinking that something could happen. Things could. If someone scores at the end of a half, someone gets a turnover. All of a sudden, this number is easily achievable, and that's where we're at with that.
He's going back to the vibes picks. You know that
vibes picks. Yeah, these are vibes picks. These are. I watched the game and I'm like, damn, how is this even possible? Let me just take the -3. Let me take the 40. That seems to be reasonable. All right, Jamie, this is where you dominate. Congratulations on breaking the spreadsheet for the first time this season. First person that's done that. 4 in a row. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, so I only got 1 pick, Snipe. I'm really happy about that because my next pick, I thought Stone was going to take this one. It's the Dallas over. It's 27.5, which I love. You know, just under that 4 touchdown mark, at -120, a little chalky. They average 40 at home. Stone kind of covered it with his 2.5, but they ball out at home. So I will take that offense every day of the week. I think they're number 1 in the NFL. I got a couple here. I'm also going to go all in on Detroit. I mean, again, with the McCarthy, I'm going to take the spread as well, and that's at -8.5. At -112. Again, I do not think this is a close game. They were throwing out Carson Wentz because I don't think they trust McCarthy at all. I just don't. I think Detroit's pretty good against the run. I think they're going to stop the run and they're going to make him pass, and it's going to be a really bad day. for the Vikings. What do I got? 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
And so more haters. I guess we introed the pod negatively. This is how it came about. So Tyler Show in his first start against the Rams, which is one of the best
Yep.
defenses coming off a bye. I'm doing New Orleans under. Nope, not the Rams.
Oh, wow.
New Orleans under 13.5 points.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's an incredible number right there.
At minus 105, baby. I don't think you can get this.
That's an incredible
I
number.
don't think. First start against one of the best defenses in the NFL, coming off a bye. I don't see it happening. New Orleans is terrible already. This isn't going to help.
That just shows how much Vegas does not believe in this guy. That's crazy.
And then for my last pick, I don't know if Flacco's playing. Otherwise, I would take a total in this game. So I'm going to go with Chicago's over, and that's at 26.5. And this is super chalky at minus 125. I had to get some picks in.
I had that one on my board as well.
We have to do it. I know I probably highlight it every single week, but let's go look at the numbers. So for team overs by themselves, you are 6-4 this season. You have 4 of them on the board for this week. So we're
lots on the board.
Yep, 60%. Let's see if we keep the percentage going. All right, I'll pivot us over into the player picks. I have 3. Jamie has 2. Then Stone has 2. And so I'm going to get us started. And just based off of the sheer amount of Indiana talk that we have already had, I'm going to take a guy before he gets sniped, and that is Alec Pierce. I thought his number was unreasonably low at 44.5 receiving yards at minus 115. He is averaging 65 per game, and the Steelers have given up 300 yards in the air 3 out of the last 4 games. And so I took the guy, and also this is the kind of guy that could get this in one catch. He's a zoomer down there. And so that's 44.5 was what I thought a very favorable number for him. I want to put that on the board.
You have the right thought. I swear the vibes are right here. But
just the wrong guy.
You know what the Steelers gave up? They just gave up like 130 to Tucker Kraft. It's Tyler Warren is the guy for passing that you want, and that's at 57.5 yards at minus 112.
Is that a pick?
That's a pick, dude.
Oh shit! I would say it again. I thought you were just shitting on me.
57.5 and minus 112.
All right, that's a pick.
They're like fourth to last against tight ends this year. Like it's not good. Tucker Kraft just destroyed them. Tyler is a beast.
All right, Connor mentioned it. We usually pick receivers going against the Cowboys defense, but since there aren't any, the second best option and last year's best option, wide receivers against the Bengals defense. I'm going to take Dunze's line at 62.5 at minus 111. Seemed a little small for me. I think he's going to have a good week against the Bengals.
I agree.
The only thing,
snipe.
As long as Flacco plays, it should be easy. But if he doesn't play, they just might run the ball. Tuck the game away. Jake Browning has looked horrible. So.
Yeah, I saw some news. Flacco should play through the pain, but it's like 1 sack and he could be out of the game, which is a little sketchy, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, I'm normally a DJ Moore guy, but DJ Moore number was way closer to Odunze, and he just seems to be much better at this point. So I had that on my list.
Was that last pick you picked him? He wasn't even close to his line.
He hit it last week, and then so I'm 1-1 on DJ Moore this year. So last week he hit it. At the beginning of the year he didn't hit it, but they did some weird stuff with DJ Moore last week. I think they put him as a running back for 3 times, and they gave him 2 or 3 handoffs. I thought that was weird. Anyway,
trying to make him Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, they are trying to make him Deebo Samuel. Okay, I was gonna say this one to the end and kind of make it funny, but I guess I have to skip to it now. There's no way anyone was gonna snipe this one. There's one guy that
God.
has seemed to have been the spark that the Commanders have been looking for out of the backfield in the receiving game, and that is McNichols. I'm taking McNichols over in receiving, and that is at 15.5. He has gone over this in the last 3 games, and the fourth game he probably would have gone over, but he only had one target. It's at -116, and with McLaurin hurting his groin again and going out, and them playing a pretty good Seattle team at home, I'm expecting McNichols' role to keep growing and growing the more he shows the kind of the spark that he's been given to the offense. I think he's one of the few that we got there. So 15.5. I bet you guys didn't have that.
Nope.
Nope.
You can have
Not
that
even
one too,
close.
son.
All right. Who am I passing it
Me.
to? Jamie? All right,
Yeah,
go ahead,
me.
Jamie.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of my picks have synergy. So this time I'm going back to the old running back. Well, I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs over 75.5 rushing yards, and that's at -111. Again, we talked about I don't think the Vikings are going to play well. They just gave up 117 to Kamani Vidal, and 200 just in general overall to the Chargers. So I think Detroit can get this in Gibbs.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey's rushing line at 77.5 at -113. The Giants are bottom 5 in rushing yards allowed, and I think they're gonna have a bounce back week after playing a tough Houston defense. And especially with Kittle back, I think that really elevates their run game. So I like McCaffrey to bounce back this week.
Yeah, McCaffrey's been a good player for us, right? I would like some McCaffrey stats. I think we're 2-0 on him.
I hit one a couple weeks
I
ago.
remember.
I'm pretty sure.
We hit one a couple weeks ago, and then last week we did not hit a San Francisco bet, but I think that's all we've had on him.
Okay,
I could be
1-0.
mistaken about that. Yeah. Okay, I'm down here in the weeds now on my picks, and I'm gonna take a game that we think is going to be a blowout, and I'm going to take the running back who is one of their best offensive players. I'll take Kyren Williams over 92.5, and that is rushing and receiving at -115. I kind of like the rushing and receiving over, just so anytime he touches a ball, you kind of feel like you're adding to it. This is right on with his average, and New Orleans is only going to put up 13.5 points, and they're projected to beat them by like 14 points. I'm expecting there to be a little bit more volume here. Maybe Blake Corum was a pick if it's really that bad, but I'll take Kyren Williams because Odunze was sniped from me. All right. Let's go right into the touchdown parlay. And we were very close to this. We almost hit it. 2 out of 3. The Pacheco didn't hit, but the 2 tight ends hit. Maybe we should have done that for tight ends weekend. I probably regret that for the next 51 weeks until we get it again next year. Still up almost a unit on this. Still a great percentage for us. I think the other interesting thing is we are all 5-3 in this category. So we're 15-9 at 63%. So with that, it seems like Jamie has the longest streak going with 4, and then we'll go to Stone. He's got 2, and then I'll go last. So Jamie, you're up first.
I kind of talked about this guy, Kamani Vidal, -155. Titans suck. He's going to get a touchdown.
Love it.
Don't need to say much more than that. I'm going to go
Nope.
with the game of the week, the MVP from last year. Josh Allen's going to get a touchdown this week. He's going to have to do a little extra against the Chiefs, and they're at home, so I like him getting in the end zone at +100.
Love that.
Even money. Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to take the guy that seems to be getting all the goal line work against the Commanders, and that's Charbonnet. He had, I think it was 3 touchdowns last Sunday night or last whatever primetime game they played, and that's it, +110. And so that's going to put our touchdown parlay at plus 591. And if we hit that, it doesn't clear us for the whole season, but it will give us by a couple more weeks to stay out of the negative. So that'll be good. Does anybody have any other additions or anything they want to
Honorable mention.
mention? Yeah, anything
Monty
at all?
Vidal rushing yards. He's at like
Mhm.
78. That Titans game's not going to be close.
He dominated last week. It was a good week for the Chargers.
Yeah, I think he had 23 rushes, so I think they'll probably just do the exact same thing.
Stone, you got anything you want to add before we close up shop?
I think that's all I got.
All right, so we are 2 weeks away from being halfway through the season for this pod. So when we get there, we'll have to have a little bit more of a kind of a stat recap of where we're at, but finish the first week strong, and we'll see everybody next week.